Hey everyone, how you doing? Welcome to another Say So video. I hope you're all well. This is a requested video, so thank you so much for the request. And as you can tell from the title of this video, we're wondering whatever happened to British R&B gospel trio Truce.
Come and go with me and help me celebrate life. Know that you wanna in through. Time won't change the way I feel about you.
But before we get into the video, a very quick disclaimer. As always, this video is purely done for entertainment, informational and commentary purposes. It's not to mock anyone, it's not to disrespect anyone. It's purely various information I found on the interwebs put together into one easy to digest video. So we're going to keep it cute, we're going to keep it polite, we're going to keep it respectful, and let's get into the video. Truce were a British R&B gospel trio from the 90s. The group consisted of lead singer Dianne Joseph, a.k.a. Nia, Janine Linton, a.k.a. JJ, and Michelle Escoffery, a.k.a. Shele. In an April 1995 article on crossrhythms.co.uk, the group explains why they chose the name Truce. "We want people to grasp a bit of us," says JJ. "It's gospel music we're singing. We believe we have a message for people, and we want them to reach that," says Nia. "We chose our name because we felt that the word truce in itself talks about people breaking down their barriers and coming together, and that in itself is already a message, and we hope to project a bit of our personalities in our music," continues JJ. In the same article, it was noted, "For anyone well acquainted with London's black gospel circuit, all three should be familiar. JJ used to sing with other members of her family in a group simply known as the Linton family, while Shele was the youngest member in the Escofferys."
I come from a musical family, so I'm the youngest of the sisters. So I grew up always seeing my sisters singing, performing, and just I wanted to be a part of the gang. I wanted to be a part of the group.
The article went on to say, Nia, like the others, has been singing practically all her life. They have all sung in one choir or another at various times in their careers. It was also mentioned that 3 years ago, i.e. around 1992, Lawrence Johnson from New Colours felt that there was a need for a female group with a vision similar to that of his own, i.e. to be a positive influence on the mainstream R&B club scene, and brought the three of them, who were already good friends, together to form the group.
So I was headhunted by Lawrence Johnson, who was New Colours and also LCGC, and he put Truce together. And Marcus Johnson, who did the Escofferys album with Steve Campbell, they were writing for Truce. So I'd already been writing with Marcus for a while, just writing various stuff. And they brought me in as the principal songwriter for Truce. So that's kind of how I came into that fold. And then, we spent about a year rehearsing, writing stuff, etc.
The group were first featured on a track from the Street Hype Just The Way compilation album. According to discogs.com, it appears that the group signed with Big Life Records, and in 1994, although some sources say 1996, Truce released the single Celebration of Life.
A celebration of life.
Which peaked at number 51 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of 2 weeks on the chart. The single also peaked at number 7 on the UK hip hop and R&B singles chart, spending a total of 7 weeks on the chart. The group then released a 7-track EP in January 1995, and then released the single Treat You Right, according to crossrhythms.co.uk. Treat You Right peaked at number 90 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of 1 week on the chart. The single did much better on the UK hip hop and R&B singles charts, peaking at number 16 and spending a total of 5 weeks on the chart. In the same year, the group released the single The Finest, which peaked at number 54 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of 2 weeks on the chart. Again, the single did much better on the UK hip hop and R&B singles chart, peaking at number 7 and spending a total of 5 weeks on the chart. Also in 1995, the group released their debut and only studio album, Nothing But The Truce, which peaked at number 20 on the UK hip hop R&B albums chart, spending a total of 2 weeks on the chart. In an interview with Set the Trend podcast, Michelle explained that initially, Truce were an R&B and gospel group. However, towards the end of their first album, the ladies had to accept that they were an R&B group.
Initially, Truce was gospel. It was gospel R&B. Towards the end of the first album, I struggled with that. And I'm like, this don't really feel like gospel to me. This feels like R&B. They kind of was like, let's call it what it is. This is R&B. People are relating to this as R&B. So we moved more into R&B rather than saying that we're gospel.
In 1997, Truce released the single Nothing But a Party,
'Cause it's nothing but a party.
which peaked at number 71 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of 1 week on the chart. The single did much better on the UK hip-hop and R&B singles chart, peaking at number 18 and spending a total of 2 weeks on the chart. In 1998, the group released the single Key to the World, which featured British R&B boy band Damage. This was a cover version of the song originally sang by American R&B singer L.J. Reynolds.
I had a key to the world, then I had a key. Yeah.
Key to the World was the B-side to what would be Truce's next single, Eyes Don't Lie.
Eyes don't lie.
It appears that following the collapse of Big Life Records, the group released their next single, Eyes Don't Lie, under CNR Music in 1998, which peaked at number 20 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of 3 weeks on the chart. The single also peaked at number 3 on the UK hip-hop and R&B singles chart, spending a total of 7 weeks on the chart. However, according to Wikipedia, the group disbanded in 1998, and it appears as if the group faded into obscurity. But in her interview with Set the Trend podcast, when asked how the group came to an end, Michelle explains that she decided to leave the group as she became disillusioned and had had enough of being on the road. She also stated that her interest in songwriting started to overtake wanting to perform. Therefore, she made the difficult decision to leave the group.
I actually left the band. I think I got disillusioned and had enough of being on the road, and just literally, I'm quite family oriented. So it was very challenging just living from city to city, hotel to hotel, etc. And my interest in songwriting was starting to, overtake wanting to perform. So I made a conscious decision that I'm going to come out of the group and actually just focus on writing songs. It was a hard decision to make.
In the same interview, when asked whether the group felt that they were close enough to having a hit single that would take them to the next level, or whether they had just had enough at that point, Michelle said that there was a lot of tension in the group because of this. She also stated that she did not cope well in the public eye, and the demands from their record label, for example, telling them which direction the band needed to go, amongst other things.
Did you feel that you were close enough to having that massive hit record that was going to send you guys stratospheric, or did you guys just think, right, you know what, we've had it, we're not bothered about it? Was that a big influence as well?
I think that it was, there was a lot of tension between us because of that, because they felt like we are right on the verge. But I guess for me, I didn't cope very well with being in the public eye, and also the demands of, a label saying, oh, you need to go in this direction rather than that direction.
Right.
I didn't cope very well with that. So I had to take that decision for myself, for my own sanity, to come out. And then also, I did a post a little while back about, the pressures of having a certain image and being a certain size and weight and all of those things. So you're having to think about all those things at the same time. And it's a lot to deal with.
According to various sources, in 2001, Truce, or maybe the record label, released one more single titled Hide and Seek, which featured the late drum and bass MC Skipper D. This single was released under record label Relevant. After the group disbanded, Diane was featured on British drum and bass duo Shele FX and T-Power's hit single Shake Your Body, which was released in 2002. And peaked at number 7 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of a staggering 13 weeks on the chart. According to Discogs.com, Diane has been credited for providing lead and backing vocals and has written and arranged on several tracks for several artists, including Romeo, Shele FX and T-Power, and Incognito. However, it is not known what Diane has been up to recently, as I was unable to find her on social media, but I hope she is doing well. After Truce broke up, Janine appeared on the track with Legend, a.k.a. Kamikaze, titled Let Me Know, from the Coming Straight Outta Nottingham City CD. Janine also appeared on the track Don't Give a Damn from the Shele FX and T-Power album Set It Off, which was released in 2002. I did find a profile on projectcasting.com suggesting that Janine may be living in the United States. However, as her Instagram page is private, I was unable to confirm what she has been up to recently. I did, however, find a Threads post from July 2023. Nonetheless, we hope she's doing well. According to Wikipedia, after Truce, Michelle continued to work as a singer. In her interview with Set the Trend podcast, Michelle explained that she was headhunted for a publishing deal after leaving the group. Then, after taking some time to build up her catalogue, she signed with EMI in the year 2000.
I got headhunted by a guy called Guy Moot, who at the time was head of international at EMI Music Publishing. So he called me and said, when you're ready for a real publishing deal, this is exactly what you need.
That's how Guy is, Guy's tasty like
When
that.
you're ready for a real publishing
Yeah.
deal, give me a call. So I signed to EMI, I believe it was 2000. So there was a bit of a gap in between where I was building up my catalogue, and then we signed in 2000.
In the same year, Michelle was featured on the track I Really Don't Care with British DJ, producer and rapper KG, which peaked at number 22 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of 3 weeks on the chart. In an interview at BBC Radio 1's Iron Up a Weekend around 2000 or 2001, when asked whether she had any plans for a solo album, Michelle said, "If the right deal comes along, I'd definitely consider it. But right now, I'm enjoying myself, featuring on other people's stuff in the studio, working on vocal production, writing and arrangement. I'm having a blast." In 2001, Michelle featured on Artful Dodger's hit single, Think About Me, which peaked at number 11 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of 11 weeks on the chart. In 2009, 2013 and 2018, Michelle was featured on various tracks. Michelle has also written songs for various artists, including All Saints, Jamelia, Damage, Hinter Hicks, Liberty X, Tina Turner, and many more.
All Saints. So I always used to see Shaz in the studio, and their album Saints and Sinners. So they had partially written the song, but the label wasn't quite there. So they asked me to come in and try to rewrite parts of it. So that's how that came about. So I rewrote, I think, the end of a verse and then the chorus. I wrote that song with George Hammond Hagen and John Hammond Hagen, and we had it on hold for Anastasia, and then Liberty X's A&R, who Malcolm Dunbar, called and said, "I really want this song for Liberty X." And I'd just gone on break. I was heavily pregnant. So 5 days after I gave birth, they came to my house and sang the song. 5 days after that, we went to the studio and recorded them, Baby in Tow. And then literally like 2 months after that, they were straight in at number 1.
In Michelle's interview with Set the Trend podcast, when asked how Diane and Janine were, she confirmed that they were good. Michelle also mentioned that they did have their time of not speaking to each other, but they eventually reconciled.
How are the girls doing? Do you still
They're
speak
good.
to them? Are they?
Yeah. We had our time of kind of not speaking to each other, but we reconciled, and I went to New York in 2019 and spent time with Janine, as we affectionately call her, and Di is in. So whenever I go out there, I always spend time with them.
At the time of recording this video, Michelle is the president of the PRS Members Council. She is also an Ivor Novello Award-winning singer, songwriter, composer and educator, and Music Week's Women in Music 2020 Roll of Honor inductee, according to prsformusic.com. Michelle is active on Instagram and appears to be doing well. And that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you've all enjoyed. Don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you once again for the request, and I'll see you all in my next video. Over and out.